Hi, I am Shayan Muradi, one of the American Heart Association's senior early career bloggers, and today I had a great opportunity to sit down with Dr. Nancy Webb, Vascular Discovery 19 chair, and got a chance to talk to her about what's going on behind the scene on a conference planning, and what are some of the tips that she may have for the people who are at the early career stage and how they can make the most out of it from the Vascular Discovery 19. So the very first question that I have is that, would you describe what's behind the conference planning and what exactly goes on from an early career perspective? We don't really know what's going on.
Well, Cheyenne, it's really a year-long process. So after everybody goes home from Boston, within a couple of weeks, planning will begin for the 2020 conference. Maybe I should say just a couple of things about the program committee. Program committee has dozens of members. And the reason for this is that we try to have representation from all aspects of our council. So we have experts in atherosclerosis, thrombosis, vascular biology, vascular medicine. We have early career folks. We have folks from all over the country, from international. And so there are a lot of people that are involved. And the first task of the program committee is to decide on the invited speakers for the Saturday morning sessions. So that's the keynote address and the distinguished lecture. We also decide on the topics for the two plenary sessions on the first 2 days of the meeting. And it's important for us to decide on those first because we typically invite very prominent investigators who have very busy calendars. And so that usually we take care of during the summer. And then beginning in about September, October, we start talking about the concurrent sessions. As you know, there are 12 concurrent sessions, so we talk about the topics for those sessions and we decide on the invited speakers. So the goal is to have all the invited speakers confirmed by around November, before AHA sessions, certainly before the holidays. And then it gets really busy after the new year when all the abstracts have been submitted. So of course all those abstracts are scored, and based on the scoring of abstracts, the program committee reconvenes and decides on who will be giving podium presentations. So the podium presentations are based on the merit of the abstract as well as how they fit in the concurrent sessions. And so that's about it. And of course, there's a lot of input from different groups. The Early Career Committee, obviously, we have a lot of communications with them in terms of the sorts of sessions that they want to have. We have Diversity Committee events sponsored by the Women's Leadership, and so forth.
But speaking of early career, so there will be a lot of people who are at the early career stage at the conference. So what tips do you have for them? Some of them are really shy to approach senior investigators, talk to them in general, networking. So if you want to give out some tips to them, what would be that?
This is a good question because I feel like I also have these tendencies, and so there are several events, that I think all early career stage attendees should participate in, and certainly the early career events that are held early in the morning. You got to get yourself out of bed. You got to get to those events because there's a lot of opportunities for networking. In terms of approaching, established investigators, I wouldn't hesitate. I think people will be surprised. If you approach someone and express any knowledge or interest in their science, 99% of the time, you will get a very positive reception. So I think you should, step forward and do that. One of the things that we're going to do at the meeting this year, and this was in response to a suggestion by an early career committee member, and that is to have what we're going to call a speaker's corner. And this will be an opportunity for anyone attending the conference to meet with the speakers during the morning plenary sessions. So the speaker's corner will be immediately after the plenaries during the coffee break. There'll be a spot where you can approach these speakers, and have some time to chit chat, about their careers or science or whatever.
Right, final question is that you mentioned the speaker's corner, but what else is new in Vascular Discovery 19?
Okay, yeah, right, the Speaker's Corner. We've also, again, in response to Early Career Committee suggestions, we're really going to highlight the job board this year. So this will be prominently displayed near the registration. The idea is that people can leave information if they're looking for a position, labs that are looking for new staff or postdocs will be able to display their ad. So I'm hoping people can take advantage of the job board. The other thing that our council's decided to do at the meeting is highlight really how the AHA has propelled science in vascular discovery. So there's a couple things we're going to do there. The Early Career Committee is sponsoring a Thursday morning for the poster session, a session that will highlight science by recent recipients of the Scientific Development Grant and the Career Development Award. So really stars, early career stars will be presenting their science there. And the research network on vascular disease. And the other thing we've done is we've reached out to every single invited speaker and asked them to take a moment during their talk, if appropriate, and just mention whether or not either they or someone in their lab has been funded by the AHA. Because again, we really want to highlight how important the AHA has been in all of our careers and the development of our science. We've had the boot camps before. We'll be having them again. There are two new topics this year. One is on data science, and the other is on single-cell RNA sequencing. I think these are very timely topics, and we really appreciate our colleagues in the Precision Medicine Council for organizing these for us.
The general points that you would like to add for about vascular discovery?
Just be involved, attend the events sponsored by the Early Career, come to our dinner and have a good time, and I'm really looking forward to hearing about your science.
Thank you very much again for the time.